Welcome back. Barack Obama has been called a lot of things, including socialist. Although 25 years ago, he would have said cool and passed you the chum. But nothing compares to what the president says about himself indirectly. At a recent fundraiser, he spoke of Aaron Sorkin, the guy behind Newsroom, that self-important smoothie of arrogant leftism, brought to you by Bill Maher's pet network, HBO. He said, Aaron Sorkin, who writes the way every Democrat in Washington wished they spoke. Aaron, thank you. And so left-wing agitprop is really Obama's secret dream fantasy, which is kind of creepy. I mean, the only people who think Newsroom is cool are dopey co-eds and the 4 remaining brain cells in Dan Rather's head. Incredibly, the president doesn't see Newsroom as something to avoid like Ebola, but instead something to aspire to. How could someone who supposedly went to Columbia and Harvard Law believe in this crud? And so I must add my voice to those calling on Obama to release his college transcripts. There's got to be some explanation for why a grown man wants the world to be a freshman dorm room weed fantasy. So prove me wrong, Mr. Prez, as you're known to be the most brilliant president since Thomas Jefferson. He was a president, I think. Right. Let's see those stellar grades, because if you're that smart, you couldn't love the Newsroom. Of course, there could be another explanation, that the show is how Columbia and Harvard see the world as well, which explains why Obama thinks slogans and windmills will get him a second term. Everybody says he's so smart, but his favorite show was Entourage. His favorite show was Entourage, and now he loves this show. I don't know one person who watches the Newsroom, Andrea, and says it's any good, and I count liberals among that.
Yeah, it's not that good, but I actually like Entourage, Greg, so don't lump me in that category.
How can you like that show?
I like it. But isn't he essentially saying that Aaron Sorkin is smarter than he is? Right? He's writing the way the Democrats wish that they could speak. Does Obama secretly wish that he had Sorkin's brain? Yeah. All I know is last night I was sitting around, and I know Connecticut is just north of here, but I heard a large sucking sound in that room. Not only did he suck up to Sorkin, he sucked up to Anne Hathaway. I mean, that's what he does. He sucks up to celebrities, the 1%. Yeah.
I like it.
You like Newsroom?
I do.
How can you
I know,
say
that?
It,
I look at,
see that, wait a second.
I like to see I just like to see the liberal brain at work, and it's kind of comical. It's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch. I watched the first episode, 40 minutes of it, and I threw up. Metaphorically, anyway.
How could it be fun to watch? I have an intestinal crisis when I watch that.
Well, you take it with a little bit of a grain, like you watch Ron Burgundy.
You were drinking during it.
Grain, a triple helping assault.
Bob, is this proof he kind of lives in a make-believe world?
What's
wrong, Bob?
Oh, nothing. Let me just put this. You keep coming back to his fundraisers with these Hollywood people. Mitt Romney had twice as many fundraisers in July as Barack Obama did. We don't talk about that for some reason. He had one in Israel with a bunch of diamond merchants. We don't know the names of them.
Is that
and
code?
The Koch brothers, who are the right wingers of right wingers, and I'm not supposed to say that. And then he was in London and raised millions and millions of dollars, and nobody knows who went to the thing. So at least in Barack Obama's case, you know who's there. You can make fun of him. You can make all the rest of that thing. But in Mitt Romney's world, everybody gets hidden, including his taxes. That's all I got to say.
He really is an outsider, then.
Well, and it was actually George Clooney who was in Switzerland for President Obama, fundraising there for him. So I don't know if we know who was there or not. Actually, really don't get it.
Is something wrong with that?
Either. No, but I just think it's the equivalent of what you were just accusing Mitt Romney of.
What? I'm accusing Mitt Romney not telling us who's raising his money.
No, you said, and also, I love the dog whistle of the diamond merchant. Who the hell do you think we know what you're talking about when you say that. I mean, it's just, anyway.
No, that's clearly talking about Sweden.
Right.
The diamond merchants.
One of the things about the Aaron Sorkin tweet that I thought was a little bit revealing is that it talks to you about how people love a great speech. Mm-hmm. But governing actually is a lot more tedious, and you have to find compromises, and it's hard, and it's a slog. But the fun stuff is giving the great, wonderful speech where everybody claps for you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you got in the West Wing. I mean, it was a great show. I loved it, but it's not reality.
I like George Clooney, too. Is that bad?
No, I think he's...
we were at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and I went up and I was going to shake his hand and say, Mr. Clooney, I like your work. And he said, I know, you're the guy with no tie on Fox. You got to like that guy.
Yeah, all right. Enough name dropping. Zero Dark...
I was with you, dude.
I don't remember 1 minute of it. Zero Dark 30, the trailer's released. It's a Kathy Bigelow movie about the Bin Laden raid. Do you want to roll some of this?
The whole world's going to want in on this.
I want targets. Where was the last time you saw Bin Laden?
Oh my God, is that what I think it is?
Where was the last time you saw Bin Laden?
So, Andrea, at the end of this trailer, does it say, I'm Barack Obama and I approve this message?
It might as well. I was actually wondering who was playing him in the movie, because they're going to have this big part about how he was sitting grappling at his desk with what to do and how he made the call, and it'll probably make him look like the hero, not the
Oh, not coming off the golf course
right.
to the White House. That wouldn't be a good That wouldn't be a good image. I would watch this though.
Oh, of course. She's a great filmmaker. But the fact, I mean, the question is the timing. They had to push it after the election.
Not only that, Greg, there's a lot of allegations that the White House is leaking inside details, some classified information to Karen Bigelow about what actually went on, and that's
played off in the trailer because there's all this redacted stuff.
By the way, Greg, I saw the credits at the end. It says executive producer Barack Obama. Weird.
Bob, any final thoughts?
Yeah, Barack Obama was one of made the call on Bin Laden. Period.
Okay, fair enough.
You want to see a good movie though about real heroes?
Ted.
Go see Act of Valor.
Yeah.
Those are real Navy SEAls.
Like Bob said, Ted. Bob said that's about the talking teddy bear.
That's correct.
Which one viewer said is sort of like Bob in your drinking days.
Mm-hmm.
That's
All right, coming up next.